One of the main reasons why FBA is going to fail is because it's not based upon reality. It's based upon mythology. You see, these FBAs, they like to tether to the Black Aboriginal conspiracy when there's not actually any evidence to support these claims. There's no evidence that the direct ancestors of African Americans were here in the Americas in large numbers before the 16th century, before about 1526. When they're talking about population Y, this is a speculative population that disappeared about 10,000 years ago. They don't really have any rigid evidence for the existence of this population. It's a ghost population, if you will, and they can speculatively, according to some statistical inferences in their admixture studies, suggest that they may have looked similar to Australian Aborigines or Melanesians. But a recent re-rendering of Luzia, the oldest human remain in the Americas, has found that they weren't as close to Africoid populations as previously suggested. So, as you can see, when we look at scholars like Leo Weiner, when we examine so-called scholars like Wuthenau, when we look at the fact that a lot of the so-called private collections of Wuthenau were forgeries, they were not real artifacts. When we look at the fact that a lot of the photos that these Aborigines are posting online are filtered and heavy contrasted, and they don't actually represent a true image of the indigenous populations of America. These conspiracy theories that are solely rooted in self-hate are not going to get black people anywhere. And if we're being honest, the founder of FBA doesn't even believe in reparations. He copied his movement from Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore. He is a grade A grifter, and he doesn't really believe in political engagement. What they're doing is they're trying to play the role of disruptors. They're basically trying to disrupt the democratic process, remove votes from the Democratic Party, help the Republicans win, and then claim victory based off of the fact that if the Democrats had given them tangibles, then more of them would have came out to vote, and then through those votes, the Democrats would have won. This is silly because the majority of the voters of the Democratic Party are elderly voters, older voters. And these are the voters that the coon hack media constantly derides as their political enemies. So if we're being honest, we wouldn't take any of these failed basic American education grifters seriously because they don't have any semblance of political competence, and they don't even have the ability to lead anybody to a legitimate political victory.